I'm just a regular guy. Mike Thompson. Trying to make ends meet with my beat-up old pickup truck. Hauling junk for folks in our quiet suburban neighborhood. Then bam! This entitled nightmare named Karen bursts in. Convinced my truck is some kind of eyesore blocking her perfect view. She straight up tries to sabotage it. Slashing tires and everything. Leading to a courtroom showdown where she totally loses her cool at the judge. Talk about karma biting back hard. It all started on a crisp autumn morning. The kind where the leaves crunch under your boots and the air smells like fresh coffee from the corner diner. I was loading up my truck for a job. The engine humming softly like an old friend. When I heard this shrill voice piercing the quiet. Hey! You! Get that rust bucket out of here. There she was. Karen Wilkins. Arms crossed. Her perfectly coiffed blonde hair not a strand out of place. Glaring at me from her manicured lawn across the street. She'd moved in a few months back. One of those types who thinks the world revolves around her HOA rules and her precious flower beds. I sighed deeply. Feeling that familiar knot of frustration twist in my gut. Ma'am. This is public street parking. I've got permits for my business. But oh no. That wasn't enough for her. She marched over. Her heels clicking like warning shots on the pavement. And started ranting about how my truck was lowering property values and attracting riffraff. Riffraff? Me? The guy who's lived here for 15 years. Helping neighbors with odd jobs? It was absurd. I tried to stay calm. But her words stung like salt in a fresh cut. As the days dragged on, the tension built like a storm cloud ready to burst. Karen escalated things. Oh boy did she. I'd catch her snapping photos of my truck. Muttering under her breath. Her face flushed with that self-righteous anger. One evening, after a long haul, I parked and headed inside. The scent of rain in the air mixing with the faint oil smell from my engine. That's when I heard it, a sharp hiss. Like air escaping a balloon. Followed by a metallic scrape. My heart pounded as I rushed out. Flashlight in hand. The beam cutting through the twilight gloom. There. In the shadows. Was Karen. Crouched by my rear tire with a kitchen knife in her grip. The blade glinted under the streetlight. And the tire was already deflating with a sad wheeze. What the hell are you doing? I shouted. My voice echoing off the houses. She jumped up. Eyes wide like a deer in headlights. But then that entitlement kicked in. This monstrosity is ruining my view. I'm taking matters into my own hands. She waved the knife wildly. Her breath coming in short. Angry puffs. I could smell her floral perfume mixed with the rubbery stink of the slashed tire. It made my stomach churn. Adrenaline surged through me. Hot and electric. I called the cops right then. My hands shaking as I dialed. Sirens wailed in the distance. Growing louder. Piercing the night like a scream. When the officers arrived, their flashlights sweeping the scene, Karen tried to play innocent. Officer. He's harassing me. That truck is a hazard. But the evidence was right there, the knife with tire residue. Her footprints in the mud. They arrested her on the spot for vandalism. And as they cuffed her, she let out this dramatic wail. This is outrageous. Do you know who I am? Yeah. Lady. We all know, a classic Karen. The next few weeks were a whirlwind of paperwork and frustration. I had to get the truck fixed. Shelling out hundreds for new tires. The garage smelling of grease and rubber as the mechanics shook their heads. Who'd do something like this? One asked. Wiping sweat from his brow. I just shrugged. But inside, I was seething. Why me? What did I ever do to her? My business took a hit too, delayed jobs meant lost income. And the stress kept me up at night. Staring at the ceiling. Hearing that tire hiss in my dreams. Finally, court day arrived. The courthouse loomed like a stern guardian, its marble steps echoing with footsteps. I suited up in my best button-down. Nerves jangling like loose change in my pocket. Inside, the air was thick with the scent of polished wood and old paper. The fluorescent lights buzzing faintly overhead. Karen was there. Dressed in a sharp pantsuit. Her lawyer whispering in her ear. She shot me a venomous glare. Lips pursed in disdain. The judge. A no-nonsense guy named Harlan with a bushy mustache. Banged his gavel, thud, calling order. As the proceedings kicked off. I testified first. My voice steady but laced with emotion. Your Honor. This woman deliberately damaged my property. Here's the police report. Photos of the tire. I passed the evidence. Feeling a rush of vindication as the judge nodded thoughtfully. But when Karen took the stand. Oh man. The drama exploded. She started with her sob story, that truck is an eyesore. It's devaluing my home, I've got rights. Her voice rose. Cracking with fake tears. But the judge wasn't buying it. Ma'am. Vandalism isn't a right, Judge Harlan said firmly. His gavel hovering. That's when she lost it. Completely. How dare you? You're biased. This is a conspiracy. She slammed her hand on the witness box. The wood creaking under the force. The courtroom gasped collectively. A wave of murmurs rippling through like wine through leaves. I sat there. Heart racing. Watching her unravel. Was this really happening? The bailiff stepped forward. But Karen kept going. Pointing at me, he's the problem. Not me. The judge's face turned thunderous. His mustache twitching. Order. One more outburst. And you'll be in contempt. But Karen, fueled by her ego, couldn't stop. She stood up. Yelling. You don't understand. I'm the victim here. Thud. The gavel came down hard. Echoing like a gunshot. That's it. You're in contempt of court. Bailiff. Take her into custody. Handcuffs clicked again. Colder this time. As she was led away. Still protesting in a high-pitched whine that faded down the hall. In that moment. A twist hit me like a sucker punch, turns out. During the investigation. The cops uncovered more. Karen had a history, previous complaints from neighbors about her harassing them over petty things. Like lawn ornaments or mailbox colors. One even had video of her keying a car. It was all presented as evidence. Painting her as a serial offender. My jaw dropped, I hadn't known the half of it. The smell of justice was sweet. Like victory after a long battle. As the case wrapped. The judge ruled in my favor. Mr. Thompson. You're awarded full restitution for damages. Plus court costs. I exhaled a long, relieved breath. The weight lifting off my shoulders. Karen? She got fined heavily. Community service picking up trash, poetic. Right, and a restraining order. But the real kicker, her outburst added jail time for contempt. 30 days. As she was sentenced. Her face crumpled. That entitled mask cracking into despair. This can't be, she sobbed. But it was. Walking out into the bright daylight. The sun warming my face. I felt a surge of inspiration. Life throws curveballs. But standing up for what's right. That's the real power. Karen's sabotage backfired spectacularly. Her own anger her undoing. Karma's a tough teacher. Folks, don't let entitlement blind you. Instead, treat people with respect. And the world might just swing back in your favor. What a wild ride. But wait. Let's back up a bit to really sink into how this all built up. After the initial sabotage, I didn't just sit idle. I gathered evidence like a detective in one of those gritty crime shows. Security cams from my dash, yeah. I had one installed after a previous close call, captured her lurking around my truck the night before. The footage was grainy, but clear enough, her silhouette bending down. The flash of the knife. Submitting that to the police? It was satisfying. Like fitting the last piece in a puzzle. Meanwhile, Karen didn't let up. She started a neighborhood petition against unsightly vehicles, knocking on doors with her clipboard. Her voice dripping with false sweetness. "Don't you agree this eyesore has to go?" she'd coo. But most folks knew me, old Mrs. Jenkins even told her off, "Mike's a good man, leave him be." I heard about it later, chuckling over a beer with my buddy Tom at the local bar. The clink of glasses and laughter easing my tension. Tom, ever the wise guy, slapped my back. "Dude, she's digging her own grave. Just wait." And he was right. The petition backfired when people started sharing stories online. Our neighborhood Facebook group blew up with posts about Karen's antics. Entitled Much, one read. With likes pouring in. I stayed out of it. But the digital buzz added pressure. Her reputation crumbling like dry leaves underfoot. Court prep was nerve-wracking. My lawyer, a sharp woman named Lisa, coached me, keep it factual. Mike, let her emotions do the damage. We practiced in her office. The air smelling of strong coffee and leather-bound books. I paced, rehearsing lines. My mind racing with what-ifs. What if the judge sided with her? What if she twisted everything? Day of the trial. Butterflies swarmed my stomach as I entered the room. The wooden benches creaked under weight. Whispers hushed as the judge entered. "All rise," the bailiff boomed. His voice deep and authoritative. I stood, knees wobbly, glancing at Karen. She looked smug, whispering to her lawyer. But I caught a flicker of unease in her eyes, like she knew deep down this could go south. My testimony flowed, words tumbling out with raw honesty. "I work hard, Your Honor. That truck's my livelihood." The judge listened, pen scratching notes. Then Karen's turn. She started composed, but cracks showed fast. "He's parking illegally. It's harassment." Lies piled up, her voice pitching higher with each one. The prosecutor grilled her, "So, you admit to being near the truck?" She hesitated, a bead of sweat trickling down her temple. "Well, I was just inspecting." The room tittered. A soft ripple of laughter. That's when the video played, projected on the wall. Her actions undeniable. Gasps filled the air. And Karen's face drained of color. "That's edited," she cried. But no one believed her. Her meltdown peaked as the judge questioned her directly. "Why take the law into your own hands?" he asked sternly. She exploded, "Because no one listens. You all are incompetent." Bam, contempt. The gavel's thud sealed it, echoing my triumph. Post-trial. Life normalized. Truck fixed. Business booming, folks even hired me more. Hearing the story. Karen? Last I heard, she sold her house, slinking away in shame. The neighborhood breathed easier. No more petty tyrants. This tale's a reminder, bullies like Karen thrive on fear. But face them head on, and they crumble. Stand tall. Seek justice. And let karma handle the rest. It's inspiring, right? Makes you think, next time someone's pushing you around. Remember Mike and his truck. Fight back fair. And win big.